Welcome to the Retro Video Store Podcast.
Welcome everyone to the Retro Video Store Podcast. I'm your host Eric.
Hi, Eric.
And that's my co-host Neil.
I'm Neil, and who is probably putting out a fire considering the state of Ouray, Colorado right now.
Yeah, there's 3 big fires going on in Colorado. I know David is at the one in Wyoming, I think. I think he sent Jamie a text saying he's in Wyoming working a fire. But there are huge ones. One in Ouray, there's one south of Pueblo near Rye, and there's another one, kind of on the western slope too. So Colorado is on fire. Hopefully nothing happens here in my area on the Colorado Springs area, but it's dry out there and it's been windy as hell, like super, super windy. So windy that it knocked my grill over.
Which is crazy.
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah,
that's
nuts.
Well, what if you have a little tiny grill? What if you have like a little tiny like baby grill?
It's not a baby grill, but it's enough to have a full-size propane tank on, and it's you can put like 8 burgers on it at a time.
Hey, you have to get defensive. I'm just asking. Okay, I said, what if? I didn't say you did. Calm down. Jeez.
It's not one of those little tiny ones you take on camping with the charcoal. I remember barbecuing with charcoal all my life.
Yes.
And then it wasn't until I owned a house and stuff that I had a propane grill. But I remember as a kid just getting that Kingston
hot like that.
The Kingston charcoal, putting a shitload of lighter fluid on it and just watching it just whoosh up in the air,
But then you got to sit there and wait and watch, and you've got to get the heat just right and move shit around. Dude, I love cooking like that. Especially now I've got the flat griddle. I've got the Blackstone. Mm-hmm. Dude, I'm good. I've got the thing all cured. It's absolutely amazing.
So
speaking of griddles. All right. So my wife's taking the week off this week because I have the week off, and normally we go to the gym like 4:30 in the morning, right? We're there at 4:30. My wife was like, you know what? Let's sleep in. So we got there like 7, and it was a little more crowded than it normally is. And afterwards it's like, okay, cool. Let's go get a coffee and get a tea. And then my son texts us. He goes, hey, would you catch me a Monster? So there's a CVS right next door to it. So we go in there, and then probably maybe a little larger than a sheet of paper is this little self-contained grill. And it's no metal, no aluminum. It says it's self-contained and bamboo. And really? It's a one-use thing. Now, I've seen things like that in Europe, like in Sweden. I saw where you could literally go get like this little aluminum tray grill, and everyone was going out when the days were nice, and they would crack these things on and put like sausages and stuff on it and cook. And it's just like a little one-off. I'd seen those before, but I'd never seen them here. So I'm really curious. I've got one, and it's going to hang out forever out somewhere. I'm like, you know what? Let's try our little bamboo grill. Time. Yeah. And cook on that and see how that works.
Before we get into the podcast proper, I have noticed men our age go down certain paths, right? They either go like play golf, play pickleball.
Nope.
Get into smoking brisket and other meats. That seems to be like a lot of guys I know that are, in their late 40s, early 50s, they're starting to like, hey man, I really want to get a Traeger grill and like spend 16 hours making the perfect brisket.
I had a friend give me a smoker. I haven't turned it on once. Mm-hmm. It just sits in the back. I have no desire.
Yeah, it just seems like a lot of work, and I think I have other interests.
Yeah,
to do. I did buy a new bass guitar because I've been playing video games like 2.5 hours a night every night, and I'm like, I need to do something productive with my life. So I got a Fender.
Did you get a P-Bass?
It is a Precision 2.
Okay, yeah, you get a P-Bass.
And I'm just like, I got to learn something. So I was messing around with the day, learning the basic riffs, like money and, things like that. Boom, 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 do that kind of stuff. So that is the path I decided to go. Podcasting and doing other things. I don't want to smoke meat. I think when you smoke meat, that your meat maybe doesn't work. I don't know. You're spending all your time smoking meat.
Smoking meat. Okay.
No offense to anybody who smokes meat. It just seems like it takes a lot of time.
I don't know. Like I said, I've got one. I'm not turning it on. I've got no desire to sit out and check the status of my meat.
Oh man, the wood I'm using is hickory, and there's apple wood, and there's all these different types of woods for the smoky ring that you put in for 200 degrees for 16 hours, and you let it sit for another 8 hours in a parchment bag. And I don't know. It just seems.
You know what I did right before we recorded? I took 1.5 pounds of ground beef.
I was going to say, you told me you were in the bathroom before.
Well, I was. That was probably about a good 3 pounds.
Yeah.
We were out. We had Chinese food for lunch, so sorry about that.
Yeah.
And you know what I did? I seasoned it and I smushed it into patties, and I took it back and made burgers like that.
I made green chili enchiladas.
Fuck yourself with your green chilies.
Ground beef, though. Ground beef this time instead of chicken, so they turned out pretty good.
But your access to green chili is so annoying. I have to.
Colorado's not too far from New Mexico where you can do good with green chili. So, all right, let's get into the podcast proper.
I was going to insult the state of Colorado green chilies, because if there's any one of our 4 listeners is from Colorado, Colorado has subpar green chili. Their green chili does not come close to New Mexico green chili, and I will fight you.
I have lived in Colorado for 23 years, and I still believe that New Mexico green chili is superior.
Hell yeah.
Because it is. So.
It is.
I will not give up one of the only things that New Mexico has to offer. Colorado, mind your own business. Don't take the green chili pride away from New Mexico.
Don't take this from us. This is
one of the
few
things we have. Yes, exactly. One of the few things New Mexico has. All right, so today we're going to talk about The Hand That Rocks the Cradle from 1992, and this is one of the genres we really haven't jumped into that much, but it seems like we should probably do some more is thrillers.
We've watched boring movies before. We've watched plenty of boring movies.
I'm talking about 90s thrillers. You found this one boring?
90s boring movies. Yes. Yes, very much. My wife loves this.
Boring.
My wife was like, "Oh my God, I love this." Dude, 4 different occasions it took me to get through this. I was bored out of my mind.
But before I'm going to ask the most important pressing question of this movie. And I know our wives don't listen to this podcast, so I'm going to say this. Would your wife allow you to have Rebecca De Mornay from 1992 as your live-in nanny?
No.
Yeah. Not even close.
No.
Yeah.
Well, also because one of the things I like about my wife is she is incredibly assertive, bordering on aggressive. And the second anybody, and I don't care what they look like, overstep just a little bit, they'd be out the door.
Jamie is quietly aggressive. If she won't say it immediately, but then she will drop the hammer and get rid of somebody if they bothered her enough. But she wouldn't be super aggressive about it.
Oh no, man!
She would take care of business.
My talented and lovely wife is not silently aggressive. It is just straight up, and I like that. For most things, there's still a little bit of that, dropping hints, I'm supposed to remember every small aspect of a conversation. We've been together 30 years. Just tell me.
Yeah.
Don't drop hints, because I've got a million other things going on. I might not remember, but oh yeah.
Well, always I can tell when something's wrong with Jamie because she gets a little quiet and she stares off in the middle distance a little bit, touches her necklace. Oh shit, what's going on? So I'll ask her, is there something where you want to talk about? And she's like, no. I'm like, if there was, would you want to tell me? And she's like, no. And then eventually she'll tell me. But it's just, there's cues. When you live with somebody since, been with somebody since 1994. It's you pick up on those things. So, yeah. But anyway, let's do what we always do before we talk about the movie proper and what a wuss the husband is.
What a bitch! He's such a bitch.
I know. And that, well, we'll get to it. Neil, what did you watch the past 2 weeks? I know we missed a week. We have had a lot of life stuff going on, really busy. So I apologize for missing last week, but we are back, and hopefully we'll be on a nice little streak of episodes. But Neil, what did you watch the past 2 weeks?
Okay, well, the two things really stand out, and that's all I'm going to mention is the two, because there was a ton of TV and a lot of audiobooks, because I was so busy. I just would pop my earphones in and just listen to audiobook after audiobook. I cranked through so many books. I was so freaking busy just doing stuff. I watched the new Toxic Avenger.
How was it?
It's a modern trauma movie.
All right.
It was everything I expected out of a trauma movie. And as we're watching it, my wife was like, "This is stupid. Why are they doing that? Oh, that's just gross and disgusting." And I'm like, but it's trauma. It's like they got some really good actors, but the actors were still acting like the actors in the old trauma movies. I don't know if that makes sense how I'm saying it. Well, and you can obviously tell that's like, when they would go out to these different locations, it's like, wow, it's like that they gave the trauma people a little bit more money and transported them from the past to now, and they made this film. And was it a great movie? No. Was it a trauma movie? Yes. And that was what I was expecting, and that was exactly what I got. So I enjoyed it.
That's good. All right.
You
said it's on Hulu. I haven't seen it yet, but I'll watch it.
Yeah, Peter Dinklage. I was like, how's that going to work for the Toxic Avenger? Worked really good.
All right. We'll check it out.
It was amazing. And then on my birthday, there's all this pressure. Everyone like, what do you want to do? What do you want to do? And so you can't tell them just like, I would like everybody to get along and maybe just kind of hang out. But there's all this pressure, like you have to go do something. And then I realized, like, wait a minute, I like movies. My wife likes movies. My son likes movies. Let's go to the movies. So we went and watched Disclosure Day.
How was that? I hear mixed reviews.
So my wife liked it. My son liked it. I thought it was okay. It's a Steven Spielberg movie. So it looked great. It sounded great. It had amazing actors in it. But it was, it was just so-so. Was
that just like one long chase film? Is that what I'm hearing? That it's like
yeah, but it's a reason why they're being chased. Because and they don't spoon feed you what's going on. It just sort of starts into the story. There's no there's no like setup. It just starts, and that I kind of appreciated because you're sort of treated like an adult. But it's Steven Spielberg, so that there's this. Anyway. Take all the Steven Spielberg movies and just kind of lump them all into one of all the little themes and the tropes that he does. And then that's the movie. It's nothing new. It's nothing amazing from him, but it's a really well put together film.
Okay.
There it is.
I'll probably wait for streaming on that.
Yeah. I mean, John Williams did a kick-ass job. I rarely noticed the music in the movie, and I noticed the music in this one.
And John Williams has got to be like in his 90s or something like that. He is old.
Well, he's still kicking ass, though.
Yeah, he's still great. He's still a great composer, and there's no doubt about it. He's probably the most prolific movie composer of his time. And what did I watch?
What did you watch, Eric?
Okay, I watched a shitload of movies the past 2 weeks. I mean, a bunch. I watched Anaconda with
Which one?
Jack Black and Paul Rudd.
I told you, man, the peeing scene.
Oh yeah, that was really funny. Yeah,
that was amazingly funny.
I thought it was funny, but I didn't find it like belly laugh funny. I thought it was like, that's pretty funny. I wasn't over. The
peeing scene made me laugh out loud.
Yeah, that was really funny, and I like the snake handler guy, or the guy who was like, he was pretty funny. Yeah. He had some good lines, and Steve Zahn is always Steve Zahn in these movies, and it was amusing. I liked it. I thought it was pretty fun, and it's good. I would recommend to check it out. I did watch a true crime documentary that is overtaking the land right now. That Maternal Instinct on Netflix, which is just nuts. I don't know if you have seen it or not, or have heard about it, but it's a movie. I mean, it's a true story that happened like in 2020, where this woman faked being pregnant to her boyfriend and his family, and it turns out that she couldn't have children because she had a hysterectomy at one point, and how far she can stretch this lie, and she winds up killing another woman and taking the baby out of her, and
Yes, my wife
is,
was talking about this one.
yeah, it was fucked up. It was a really good true crime documentary, and the way the Netflix in-house documentary style is, they have like a lot of sit-down interviews, but you only hear the answers from the people they're interviewing. You don't really hear. There's no narrator like a Dateline or 2020 or that typical kind of true crime documentary. But it was really, really good, and it just goes to how far people will go along to get along, where they just don't ask any questions and just let things happen, And this chick is evil, like pure evil. It's all these people who do ranching in Oklahoma and Texas, and like this one guy, he rousts about and finds feral hogs to sell, and he's a real redneck.
He does that and noodles for catfish.
Yeah, real redneck. But it's fascinating, and I would recommend it if you like true crime documentaries. It's a good one. It's like an hour and a half, but it keeps you riveted all the way through, because a lot of it is body worn camera footage from the people involved. So you're seeing real time reactions of the people who are the suspects, and it's really good. I'd highly recommend it. Then I watched Friday the 13th Part 7 with the telekinetic girl, and I watched Friday the 13th Part 4 with Corey Feldman in it with the final chapter. I just watched. I don't know. I was just in the mood for Friday the 13th.
Michael.
Yeah, that was
Michael.
He played Tommy Jarvis. Those are really good. I watched that one. Then I watched Scream 5 and 6, and I haven't seen Scream 7, but I'll probably watch it just to be a completist. I hear it's really, really bad, but it's on Paramount Plus, and I'll pay for that, so I might as well just watch it. But I watched a lot of movies.
There was a bit.
Yeah.
A lot of TV, but man, mostly audiobooks this last week.
One of our listeners sent us an email, because I think we kind of talked about the World Cup last week in a derogatory way. And listener Ryan said, I did, yeah.
You did, not me.
He says, listener Ryan says, you need to look up how all the people from other countries coming to the World Cup are reacting to food here in America, especially Waffle House and Buc-ee's. People are also going crazy over ranch dressing, and not only the size of drinks, but America has free refills. It's very funny. And I have watched a few of those. It's pretty damn funny, where people are just like, guy goes to Texas Roadhouse and they give him some bread. He's like, I didn't order bread. And they're like, it's complimentary. And then the guy's like, gets another Coke, and they keep giving another Coke. So I could literally have 1,000 Cokes if I wanted to, I'm really getting into it. And then people just being astounded at, Buc-ee's and supermarkets. And they're really, really shocked about air conditioning, which kind of surprises me. I guess I didn't realize how anti-air conditioning in Europe is. So
not anymore. Not with the heat wave they've been having. They're starting to figure out AC pretty quick.
Yeah,
that's the thing. I play pipes with a couple guys from Scotland, and I was talking to them about like the heat wave in Germany and stuff. And was it? I don't know. I'm probably not correct. It was like 100, 111, 112 in some spots.
Yeah.
And I say, what's the big deal though? I mean, just. Dude, we don't even turn on our AC here until it hits like 87, 90 degrees. And our house is old and shitty. Just like open up the windows at night and let the cool air in. And he goes, no, these are houses that are made to hold heat. Okay. Wow. But they'll also hold cold. So open up your windows and put some damn fans in.
Well, our air conditioner just broke, and we had to replace it, and it cost nearly $8,000 for a new Lennox air conditioner, but it's worth every penny in my eyes. I hate being hot, so I will. What is it in Dogma, where I think the character talks about that, how air conditioning is one of the bigger sins in the world.
Yep.
Yeah.
It was when they take over the woman's house to basically serve as their base. Well, he sends the little demons out to go try to find the last scion.
Yeah. All right, let's talk about The Hand That Rocks the Cradle from 1992. I did see this in the theater, and I remember thinking it was pretty good, and I have not seen it since. I still enjoyed it, but it is very 90s. I mean, it is so 90s, it's kind of funny. And I think I like the 90s-ness of it. You know, there was no internet to speak of. I mean, there was like, a little basic internet, and then everybody is rich and white. The only person of color is special needs in this movie.
Poor Ernie Hudson's character.
Poor Ernie Hudson, yeah.
Was it Solomon? Solomon, yes.
Yeah, I think so.
Poor Solomon.
Oh, yeah. Yep, Solomon. We get to see Rebecca De Mornay there. Thank you.
You're welcome.
He always puts in a picture of the leading actress in a natural state, I guess would be the best way to call it. Do you want to hit us with the Internet Movie Database tagline?
After her sex offender husband gets caught in the act and kills himself, an embittered pregnant widow loses her child and embarks on a mission of vengeance against one of her husband's victims and the woman's family.
All right, so first of all, let's talk about, say your wife tells you that their doctor got a little handsy with her. There was more than handsy, but he got, I'm not trying to underplay the victimization of this person, but if my wife told me, hey, this doctor, I think he crossed the line, where would you be right after that?
The fucking police station.
Well, I would be at the doctor's office too, though. Wouldn't you want to beat the shit out of me?
Yeah, but see, here's the thing about that, though, is that then you're going to be in jail too.
Yeah.
Like in an ideal world, as a dude, you could just go down there and fuck this guy up and then call the cops, and the cops would be like, oh, pshaw. But like in all actuality, we'd be down at the police station, and then would have called a lawyer and brought them down too. And like, we are going to own everything you own. We are going to ruin your fucking life. In all reality.
I just think the way he handled it was just very
milk toast.
Yeah, in a very wussy fashion. He wasn't like pissed off or anything. He's like, we'll just go down. I'll be like, this motherfucker. I'm gonna like at least intimidate the shit out of him. Like, we know what the fuck you did. We're gonna go to the cops right now. You better.
Well, but you don't. But see, here's the thing too. You don't necessarily want to do that, because then you'll overplay your hand and you'll give them a chance to try to build their case or to make an excuse or to get people to come in. You want to drop that shit right in their lap. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I do. But I'm also very, No,
I totally get it.
Yeah, I would not.
I totally get it. And in my head, that's the way it would be. Like I said, and the cops would be like, "Good for you, dude. You're fine. Just go home." But unfortunately, it'd be like, "Oh, you shouldn't have done that. Do you want to turn around for us?"
Yeah. I know. Just would be tough to not want to kick the shit out of that guy.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But also, okay. Here's what I don't. As a dude, why do you want to be a gynecologist? I'm personally fascinated with that part of the female anatomy myself, but to be a gynecologist, you don't know what the fuck you're talking about. You may have all the technical knowledge. When Sammy first got pregnant, it's the HMO we have. She wanted to go see a doctor, and the first one was male, and she wasn't happy about it. But she's like, something's going on, blah blah blah. She goes, I'm pregnant, and the guy's like, couldn't possibly be pregnant. You couldn't possibly be pregnant. There's no way. Mm-mm. And then did the old ultrasound, and then sure enough, about the size of a grain of rice, boop, there my son was. And my wife was like, fuck you, I told you. She's, I know my body, and especially that particular system of her body. Mm-hmm. As a dude, okay, so that would be like if you get kicked in the nuts and a lady says, it doesn't hurt that bad. You don't know. You've never been kicked in the nuts.
Yeah.
And that's why I am never going to dispute how bad fucking labor hurts. I've never been in labor. I have been next to someone in labor and it looked like it hurt like a bitch. But fucking stay in your lane.
Yeah.
Stay in your lane. You don't need to do that. Anybody like, oh, dude should be able to do that. Fuck you. Why do you want to do that? Maybe you want to be an obstetrician. Maybe you want to be a baby doctor. Maybe you like babies. You want to help babies. But when you're talking about the hoo-ha bits, shut the fuck up. Let the expert, let someone who has them.
Yeah, it would be tough to mansplain something like that to a female patient. Yeah.
Yes, exactly. I don't get that. And did you find that annoying? Okay, I'm jumping right in. I'm jumping in. I don't give a shit about who wrote it. I don't give a shit about who's in it. I'm going to talk about this goddamn movie. Okay. Have you ever do you go to your wife's appointments with her?
When I can, if she wants me to, I'm there with her. Yeah.
And again, if my wife wants me there, I am there.
Yeah.
First thing they do is they separate us. First thing they do, they take her back, they separate us, and they run through the questions like, hey, this guy's here. Do you feel safe? Is there anything weird going on? Yeah. Do you want him there? He doesn't have to come back. And then, they're like, okay, you can come back. And even with a female gynecologist, nothing happens unless there is a nurse in the room.
Yeah. Yeah.
Nothing happens.
The nurse conveniently decides that, I got to go take care of something. And then, that was weird. But,
yeah, very, very strange. Let's go to the land. We're going to the land of shit that would never happen. But I guess it's setting up our story. But still, when it's that fucking stupid, it's annoying.
Maybe it would be more likely in 1992. I don't know. It seems. We'll think about it because I'm going to
clue you in. I asked my wife. Okay, she had lady parts in 1992 that were tended by a doctor at one point during her. And I asked, like, does this ever happen? And she said, no, 100% never happens. Because why? It would put the doctor in the position.
Yeah. 100%.
Of that.
Yeah. I see where you're coming from.
Now, this guy fucking likes that because he's a piece of shit in the movie. John Delancey, by the way, played a smarmy fucker so well. I hated him as I watched this. He did a smarmy dirtbag really, really well.
Yeah. That whole scene was just completely, awkward. I mean, obviously it was meant to be that way, but I was like, look. Yeah. That was
very much.
So came out in 1992, January 10th of 1992, directed by Curtis Hanson. Curtis Hanson obviously is a well-known director. He didn't direct a lot of movies, but he directed some good movies. He is kind of a journeyman all over the place, kind of he could do he did a movie called The Little Dragons in 1980. That's funny. Then he did a movie called Losing It. He directed Losing It with Tom Cruise and Shelley Long and Jackie Earle Haley. Remember that movie when they go to Tijuana?
It sounds familiar, but I couldn't think of anything to say.
I just remember all the dirty songs from that movie. Bedroom Window with Elizabeth McGovern. Then he did Bad Influence with Rob Lowe and James Spader, who was a meek yuppie who crosses paths with a bad boy by Rob Lowe. Then he did Hands of Rocks and Cradle, The River Wild, peaked with LA Confidential. Then he did Wonder Boys, 8 Mile. And then I think he may have passed away. Yep, September 20th of 2016 at 71. But he was
I still haven't seen that LA Confidential. I haven't heard anything about it yet.
We did an episode and you didn't like it, which surprised me because it's one of my favorite movies of all time. But yeah, so he kind of was responsible for a lot of different types of movies. You couldn't really pigeonhole him into to a specific genre. This is part of the yuppie nightmare thrillers, which I
saw that. I liked that. I like the yuppie nightmare.
Fatal Attraction, Pacific Heights, Sleeping with the Enemy, Single White Female, that type of movie. I think that Pacific Heights is easy to stream, and I haven't seen that one in forever. That one has Batman, Michael Keaton in that one, and I haven't seen that one forever. Screenplay written by Amanda Silver, who was responsible for Planet of the Apes and Avatar sequels. Yeah, this movie was a huge hit. $11.7 million budget, made $88 million in the United States and $88 million worldwide. So it was a pretty good Pretty good return on investment for that movie. You got Rebecca De Mornay is Peyton Flanders, but also Mrs. Mott, who is the wife of the pervy doctor in question. I always thought that she would have a bigger career because she's really good in this movie, and I don't think she got enough, big roles for her. I mean, she's in some decent movies, but I thought she would be more prominent, I guess. If that makes sense.
What sorts of roles when she's in a movie? What sorts of roles was she in?
Well, she's always kind of like the sex pot kind of role before this movie. She was, Risky Business. She was in Runaway Train, which is a kind of a underseen kind of movie. In God Created Woman, I remember seeing that one in the video store when I worked at Hastings and watching that movie. She was pretty naked in that one a lot. She was in a movie called By Dawn's Early Light, which is a really good HBO movie where it takes place inside a bomber and they're getting information to bomb Russia, but they're not sure if it's real information or if it's a trick, or it's got Powers Booth, and it's that was actually a pretty good movie. I remember watching it at HBO quite a bit when it first came out back in 1990. She was in Backdraft, Handle Rock's Cradle, Three Musketeers. I've not seen that one. I guess that one was pretty popular, but I never watched it. So she's been kind of consistently in a lot of movies, but I always thought she would maybe be bigger, like more of a leading lady.
So I was taking a look, and apparently this was a conscious choice to sort of slow down the career, to prioritize family over blockbusters, take roles in niche thrillers rather than mainstream hits. And Hollywood tended to pigeonhole her, so she wasn't like that. Limited travel and turned down roles to prevent her children from being uprooted, choosing a more grounded personal life.
Yeah, well, good for you.
Like many actors of her era, De Mornay has frequently spoken about how the industry alters its offerings for women over 40, and the shift prompted her to transition smoothly into television and streaming roles. He gives a couple of examples of TV roles: Jessica Jones, Netflix, The Shining. And she has been tends to say she's very deliberate in her choices.
Yeah, well, good for her.
She avoids projects that lack depth or capitalize on the brutality of female characters, which narrow her window of available work.
Well, she was definitely, I hate to sound like a perv, but in Risky Business, she was very hot in that movie. I sound like a perv. So is it okay? Is it okay for guys to say somebody's attractive like that anymore? It seems like it's not, but I'm a male with eyes, and I remember growing up watching Risky Business on cable and thinking, wow, she's attractive. So I'm not going to apologize.
So this was a question my wife asked. She goes, so Eric's going to say something about Rebecca De Mornay. And I said, well, yeah, of course. Because also she's kind of your niche type that you tend to enjoy.
Yeah.
Look, I know you've been losing weight. I know you've been working on stuff, but you can fucking put your biceps away. Okay.
I'm scratching my arm.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Oh, here, let me put mine here. Let me get mine up there too. Oh, look. Oh, no. What is that? Look at that. I work out too. Fuck off.
So can see each other, obviously.
You need another tattoo up there. You got to work on a New Mexico sleeve.
There's a Mexico sleeve.
Yeah.
A lowrider right here.
You're right there, I see. Do like a chimichanga all the way down here to this side with a little packet of allspice.
Fountain of green chili. Yeah. So Annabella Sciorra was the wife with the very bad asthma that conveniently either comes and goes depending on the situation. And she couldn't pull off that inhaler at all. Did you notice when she took the inhaler, it was just like a little spritz, like it was, she wasn't convincingly taking the hit off that inhaler at all.
Dude, my asthma was one of the reasons why I got so heavily into martial arts. It was because my asthma was out of control. And for a couple of years, I could barely make it through warm-ups without having to go hit that thing. And I found that kind of annoying. I've yet to see a really accurate representation of what it's like to have asthma in a movie.
Yeah.
Take a little
tiny little,
no,
like
dude.
Breath spray or something.
If you've used one before, you're tanking that thing down because you're going to have immediate relief.
I have been prescribed inhalers before if I've been sick, and I never really knew how to take a blast from them. I never, got used to it, but I know that not to like put it outside my mouth and like, make it look like I was using breath freshener.
Yeah. Oh, my wife has figured out that they're awesome because she had a little allergic reaction. She was having a hard time breathing. And so I keep an emergency inhaler up in the cabinet because I don't really need them anymore. So I went, I got it and I gave it to her and she's like, I don't know how to do it. I'm like, doesn't matter. Just squeeze and try to inhale as much as you can. And then all of a sudden that first blast hit and her skin changed color. Like she got really oxygenated really quick. She goes, oh my God. I'm like, take another one. Take another one. It's going to be amazing. You're going to love it.
So Annabella Sciorra is Claire. Her husband is played by Matt McCoy with the early beard work going on in the,
Yeah, Matt McCoy. That God, dude.
I think the beard in the 90s signified a sensitive guy. I think it was more he's a sensitive man with a beard, but now it's, beards everywhere more for like, for manly men with the beard, especially the guys who have the really long beards. Yeah.
I can't.
I'm just jealous because I can't grow one. So.
Well, yeah, me neither. Ooh,
So,
look at that.
I mean, yeah, I can get like a goatee or something like that, but Jamie doesn't like facial hair, so
dude, you're screwed both ways. You got Hispanic blood and you got Native American. Did you just dude nod your wife? Or was that your kid? Please tell me.
She was just walking past me.
You just dude nodded your wife. What's up, buddy? What's up, hey?
What's up, Jamie?
What's up? With the head. I love it.
Yeah. Do you want to hit us with a critical consensus?
Yes. I was looking at other things that annoyed me about this. All right. Rotten Tomatoes, 67%, 54 reviews were positive. And they summarize the consensus as, thanks largely to Rebecca De Mornay's delightfully villainous turn in the central role, The Hand That Rocks the Cradle is an entertaining, albeit rather silly, domestic thriller. On Metacritic, they gave it a 64 out of 100, based on the reviews from 26 critics and audiences. Polled by CinemaScore gave the film an average grade of A- on an A+ to F scale. De Mornay was praised for her performance. Gene Siskel.
She has a really scary, mean face. When she's like, she has that weird.
Yeah,
yeah.
Yeah. No, there were times in that movie I fucking hated her character.
Yeah.
Like, you fucking bitch. All right. But at the same time, like, the husband would walk by and I would say the exact same thing. You fucking bitch. The same thing would come out of my mouth. All right. Gene Siskel stated that he had trouble accepting the premise of this picture because of the casual way in which the nanny is hired in an early scene by the mother, citing that the premise is unrealistic. However, he gave praise to Julianne Moore's character, saying, much more of a believable is the supporting character of the mother's best friend. And that the friend is a terrific character. Too bad she doesn't have more scenes in the picture.
Actually, I do agree with that because she was good, like no nonsense. She could see through the bullshit type person.
Oh, her little quip, like, you've got a Harvard education. Like, oh, cut to the quick. Much more believable is the sporting character of the mother's best friend, and that the friend is a terrific character. It's too bad she doesn't have more scenes in the picture. Great. He mentioned that his biggest objection to The Hand That Rocks the Cradle is to its scenes with the children in jeopardy or psychic pain. Siskel remarked that there are some fun thrills in The Hand That Rocks the Cradle, to be sure, but I found a lot of it distasteful too. Roger Ebert had a higher opinion of the film, stating that he found this film worked and that it touches on a fear, and that's why it appeals to us. Ebert praised De Mornay's performing in the film, saying she does, I think, a very good job, a very, very sound job of being the villainess in this film, and I think it's an effective performance. A statement with which Siskel agreed, and he found the scenes of the children very interesting because I saw them as a portrait of the evil of that woman.
Gene Siskel was a wuss. The kids are in psychic pain. It's called acting. Well,
and that's the thing. It's supposed to,
yeah.
When you, maybe he's not aware, but when you watch a movie, it's supposed to give you a reaction. Mm-hmm. And seeing the kids like upset and shit going on is supposed to make you go, you know what? Fuck that. Mm-hmm. That's pissing me off.
That's messing with the kid is like the ultimate transgression. That's the part where you would push a mom over the edge to deck her in the face.
What's the professional say? What's the professional say? No women, no children. Everybody knows that. No women, no children. Although Annabella Sciorra, I love that fucking scene. Just didn't even say a word. Just walked in and just boom. Okay, anyway.
Punch her in the chops.
Vincent Canby of the New York Times said of the film that The Hand That Rocks the Cradle is meant to scare audiences more or less in the way that the patrons of the early Nickelodeons were frightened when they saw the image of a train rushing at them.
That's kind of funny.
It's
Doesn't think much of the audience, does it?
Audience aren't asked to think, only to react. And that The Hand That Rocks the Cradle proves again that not thinking isn't especially easy even today. Though Mr. Hansen is a slick movie maker, he is not an especially pervasive one here. Don't be gulled by those who would compare The Hand That Rocks the Cradle to Fatal Attraction, which features 3 strong characters who in one way or another are ready to answer for their actions. He added that Mr. Hansen creates the occasionally effective shock effect to satisfy those who want to squeal in mock fright. More often, the devices he uses are such tired tricks as the cross-cutting between 2 sets of simultaneous, often innocent actions to create the illusion of suspense that can't be sustained. Has this guy ever seen a movie before? Or maybe, like, not every... Okay, I'm not a huge fan of this movie, but it's... You go to watch that movie for that.
Mm-hmm.
It's not high art.
Yeah, it's a
not
popcorn
high
film.
art.
It's a popcorn 90s thriller.
Oh, well. Well, I mean, is that just because we can look back at it now in 2026, you think? Or do you think it would have been that obvious in the 90s?
I think in the 90s, everybody understood the assignment. It wasn't like high art then. It was like, this lady is going to do some shit that would make the average woman really pissed.
Well, it's almost, it's like some of the critics expect everybody to be wearing like overalls with like a stem of wheat in their mouth. Like, that woman can't be in another movie. I saw her die in one last week. That's bullshit. Put it together, folks. Because for God's sakes, I don't want to think every time I watch a movie. I just want to watch a movie. Hence the Toxic Avenger.
Yeah. And this is a movie that when it came out, you knew it was a pot boiler. It was one of those that you're just, we're going to watch this woman do some evil shit to gaslight this poor asthmatic mom, and then finally she's going to get a revenge, and then we're all going to be happy because the evil nanny dies. That's the formula, and it executed that formula pretty well.
Oh, and I got more to say about that fragile bitch of a husband around that end too. Anyway, Rebecca Hawkes of the Daily Telegraph gave the film a rating of 3 stars out of 5 and said that it's a tense, viscerally unsettling moment that helps make the film into something more than just a fun formulaic thriller. While Sue Heel of the Radio Times rated the film 4 out of 5, stating that this pure, unbridled hokum, of course, but extremely effective until the last 30 minutes when the plot rapidly self-destructs. There is a lot that irritated me with that last 30 minutes. You, ma'am, are right on it. All right. In 2006, the film was included in Bravo's special 30 Even Scarier Movie Moments, placing at number 24. Dread Central reported that in the years since the film's original release, it has garnered a cult following. What fucking movie hasn't got a cult following?
Yeah, even the most shitty movie has a cult following.
It's got a cult following, this movie. There's
a really, 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 really bad Golden Globus canon movie called The Apple, which
that's got a cult following.
Yeah, it's got a cult following, but it's one of the worst movies of all time. It's streaming on MGM Plus, and I almost started watching it the other day, but I decided the better of it because I wanted to see how bad it was. But it has a cult following.
You didn't want to be part of the cult?
Didn't want to be part of the cult. I didn't want to be indoctrinated into the Apple cult, the Apple movie cult.
Okay, let's hear some criticism from feminists. The Hand That Rocks the Cradle received criticism from some feminists for its depiction of sexual assault and of violence between women. Okay. For its here's the thing though. Sexual assault is a horrific thing, and it's something you and I aren't ever really going to ever have to worry about. But it happens there's so many ways. Many ways. And this is why, and I don't know if you feel the same way, I am so happy I didn't have a daughter, because all I've got to do is teach my kid to not be a fucking douche and to be respectful. I could not imagine having to raise a daughter, the whole like man or the bear situation.
Yeah.
And it's like,
your daughter alone with a man or a bear.
Yeah,
yes.
Save her with the bear, because you know what the bear is going to do. But there's so many different ways to say. You'd think that they would want. Okay, and I'm not trying to. Again, I don't want to minimize this, but Here's someone that was victimized, that was assaulted, and then fucking did something about it.
Yeah. And I think that I don't understand, like, especially nowadays when we look back on movies and we say, oh, this is problematic or this was problematic or whatever like that. Well, movies are a reflection of life of the time at the time that they were made. And sometimes shit wasn't as evolved now as then as it is now, even if you can, quote unquote evolved. I think sometimes people's sensitivities are too acute. Mm-hmm. And it's good to be aware about people's, differences, being accepting all that kind of stuff like that. But 1992, it was a different time, and enjoy it for what it was in 1992. Yeah.
Criticizing the film, violence between women.
Mm-hmm.
So violence between men. That's fine. We can depict that. But the fact that sometimes women get pissed off and take care of some shit,
mm-hmm.
I don't know. I don't understand. I really wish I had a more explanation of what they were trying to say with that, because there's some things like, I don't think we necessarily need to glorify that kind of violence, but in the movie, like, she fucking fights back when it comes down to it.
Said, though, De Mornay challenged these accusations.
Yeah. She challenged the accusations, saying, this is a compelling story and a compelling thriller. We have a lack of women writers and a lack of good roles for women. Because of this shortage, there's the belief in some circles that when women are portrayed in the film, they must always be portrayed as wonderful human beings. This is a kind of minority thinking I don't like. It's counterproductive.
Yeah. Women are all across the spectrum of behavior, just like men are. There's some very nice people. There's some people who are terrible. There's some people who are, good. It just, it's, I agree with her. That was a good counterpoint by her, because it's a reflection in.
And then you got guys like the husband in the movie who was just an absolute bitch.
So let's go back to talk about that. One of the things, we see at the beginning that she's the wife of the doctor. The doctor offs himself, and then she loses her baby, and everything is just rolling towards this scene. And the thing that makes me laugh is that they are the picture perfect Williams Sonoma rich house. The house is super nice. Everything is white and clean and nice. It doesn't look like anybody lives there. It's just, but yet she needs this help to take care to take care of the house.
Yeah, can't. She's what expected to get the meals on the table? Like, dude, go home. Why don't you fucking help out too?
Yeah, exactly.
I get that you're out working, but when you get home, your fucking legs aren't broken.
Yeah, pick something up.
If that's still fucking horrible, go home, get something in a takeout container, bring it back to the house. Everybody appreciate it. Yeah. It's food. The house, it's out of control. Maybe fucking pick up your dirty clothes and wash them. Clean a dish.
So Claire is obviously she's traumatized because of what happened to her. So she needs help with, they decide to get a nanny based on that. And then they put out the application, and then Peyton just shows up in a weird way,
yeah. But if you want to talk about traumatized though, Peyton was massively fucking traumatized. Massively traumatized. And I think they show what took her to that place, but I don't think it's really something that's addressed. Because she loses her baby and her husband. So it just makes me wonder, was she a fucking psychopath before? Or is this what took her over the edge?
Yeah, that's true. You don't know.
You could see that. I mean, you're one of those places like what is left? Everything's been taken away. She's got nothing now. So it's like, fuck it, I'm balls in. Let's go. Let's take care of some stuff.
Yeah. So she kind of is weaseling her way in with the dad, and then with the little girl, and then she beats up her bully, all this kind of stuff. Which was fine.
You're hurting my arm.
But then she breastfeeds Claire's baby, because she apparently was still pumping to keep her milk flow active. She starts feeding this baby, and the baby isn't as close to the mom, and blah, blah, blah. All this shit is happening, and she's just doing all this kind of underhanded things, going outside in the rain in her sheer nightie and coming inside the house and trying to seduce the husband, and dropping ice cubes and putting him back in the goddamn ice tray. Did you notice that when she dropped
that? Annoyed me too.
Yeah, that annoyed me.
Okay. And another thing, here's why this husband's a bitch. So I wonder if he was thinking about that, because you're obviously, he's just, okay, we're skipping. We're distraught. He's outside. He's by the greenhouse. He's having some troubles with what's going on. He lost his best friend who he obviously had some kind of feelings for.
Yeah.
And his wife is in the hospital and she is obviously putting the moves on. That would have been a conversation with the wife. Like, hey, I was upset. I was outside, came in wet. She put the moves on. Whenever you're back at the house together, we need to get rid of her.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. You should have told that immediately.
Nope. You're back in the house. You're fine. We'll pretend like that didn't happen.
Well, she kills Julianne Moore's character with the greenhouse. It was originally set up for Claire, but she dies because she knew what was going on. I love a good microfiche investigation montage that movies don't have anymore. Now they just fire
because
up.
There's no more microfiche.
They just fire up the Google machine and figure everything out and stuff like that. But back in the day, you actually had to work. You had to go to the library, pull up old newspaper on microfiche and other articles and try to figure things out. And this reminded me of the Farmington Library, where we were taught, as kids, we were taught the Dewey Decimal System and everything, where everything was and stuff. Mm-hmm. And then the microfiche, the research part of all the research books and stuff were in the basement of the library in Farmington, which is my favorite part because that's where they had all the occult books that I would just peruse all the time.
All right, my favorite thing, and you tell me if you've done this on a microfiche reader. So they would have the microfiche on the strip, and then they'd have the microfiche that was the large plates that you slid in and you had to move around. Mm-hmm. Okay. Is to put one down on that thing and then close it. And then look at that on the microfiche reader and you can see the bubbles and shit moving around.
I never did that.
You never did that?
No, I never did that.
Oh, man. Especially if you just eaten, there might be a chunk of something kind of floating around in there. That was the best. Mm. I feel bad for you now.
I do. I missed out. So let's talk about, we're getting close to the end here, but let's talk about the wussy dad, the wussy husband. Would that shortfall break both of his legs?
Both his legs? Holy fuck, that annoyed the shit out of me too. God, that annoyed me. And he comes over and he flops. Okay, in Japanese jiu-jitsu and in judo, that's called a stemi. When you go that whole side fall. Your son did jiu-jitsu. He's done side falls like that before, right? And I know I've been thrown higher than what that guy, and I have landed on hardwood floors in Japan. Now, I'm not comparing, of course, my pain to his pain, but guess what? Both of my legs did not break. He stumbled down the steps. Did your fragile? I could see an ankle. Both my legs are broken. I can't. Okay, someone's coming after your babies. Drag your ass up the stairs to the fucking telephone.
Yeah.
While your fucking asthmatic wife goes up there and fights to the death. And how? I'm sorry. Do you have anything you want to say about that leg break incident? Because that annoyed me.
That was very, very, very short fall, and it just cracked me up that he must not have milk or some sort of bone density issues where his legs just snap from.
He's got some sort of weird osteogenesis issue.
He's got avian bone syndrome where his bones are hollow.
It pissed me off so much. Look, I got a vein sticking out. Look at that. Oh my God, that thing's got my blood pressure up. It annoyed me so much.
And I know this is 1992, and maybe I try to fancy myself a pretty liberal Democratic person, but don't you have a gun in the house? This is America.
That also came up while I was watching it with my wife, because my wife was like, "Okay, if this had happened, what would you have done?" I'm like, "Okay, if somebody's in the house, they're going to get shot.
Yeah,
don't come into my house. You're fucking with my kids, mm-hmm. and you're in the house. Unlike going to the doctor's office and beating the shit out of him. If you're in my house, I can't shoot you.
Yeah,
and I will. Don't come into my home. No one breaks into your house to do good things.
Yes, exactly.
No one breaks into your house to do good things. But I do want to say, you know who was the most gangster person out of all of this? Now, I'm not talking about Rebecca De Mornay because she was a little bit gangster, but I lost it when she threatened Solomon and used the R word. That annoyed me.
Yes, that was a little dated. Even in 1992, that was pretty rough to say.
It's like, you bitch. He's like a pure soul. He's like he's just a pure soul. And then you said, like, you bitch.
Putting the
Sorry,
little girl's panties in his toolbox too. That
fucking
was
dirty.
pretty dastardly. That to me was the most dastardly thing that she did in the entire movie. When that happened, you're like, oh fuck, she's evil. That was
Okay, but let's go back. The most gangster thing in that whole fucking film, the most gangster character, the little girl.
Yeah, she did good.
She was so gangster because she literally sat there and watched her mom and this woman fight for their lives, watched her mom fake an asthma attack, push a bitch out a window, and then at the end it's like, come on, Solomon, let's go. not traumatized, not shocked at all. It's like, this is how we do in this house. This is just how we roll. Such a gangster.
Yeah, that's pretty funny. Yeah, Solomon's character is interesting. I don't know if that would really be included. I know there was a remake that came out streaming that had Mary Elizabeth Winstead and Micah Monroe, two really good actresses, but I think it was like a series. I hate when they make a movie into a series because it's just, I don't need everybody's backstory. This movie was efficiently done, and everything you needed to say in 110 minutes was done. You didn't really need to make that even more. That annoyed me.
See, now you got me curious with this remake.
So there is a funny
2025.
Okay. Yeah.
Caitlin Morales, Mary Elizabeth Winstead, Miguel Morales, Raul Castillo. Oddly enough, yeah, they said uneven script compared to the original. Mixed opinions about it.
So included for people, there's a link called 15 Great Movies Featuring Yuppies in Peril on the playlist.net. And it had me thinking about this type of genre of movies. And of course, Fatal Attraction is included in there. Gone Girl is included in there. Unlawful Entry.
Gone Girl was good. That was an awesome movie. That was really
movie. Good. That David Fincher movie, yeah. I have not seen Unlawful Entry.
Really?
I hear Ray Liotta's really good. Maybe I have. I just don't remember it. But everybody's talking about Ray Liotta's acting in that one, so maybe we'll have to do that, or I'll have to watch it and then consider it. Bad Influence we talked about already. 1 Hour Photo with Robin Williams. That was a really weird one. It's interesting to see Robin Williams play a villainous role, but he was good in that. Single White Female. Pacific Heights, The Loft. I've never seen The Loft. I guess it was a movie that was originally made in Holland. And then The Hand That Rocks Cradle.
Single White Female. Remember that movie?
Yes.
Everything involved with that film? Holy shit.
Refresh my memory. I can't remember now.
Okay, so we went to go to the movie.
Uh-huh.
And it was a group of us. And the person sitting next to me had imbibed a lot of alcohol. And then threw up all over themselves.
Oh, yes. And you wind up having to take them home to help them, right?
Take them home, yes. And then one of them, and this is, I think this was a high compliment, was like, oh my God, you're as nice as Eric. And then she showed me her vagina. But like, you're all drunk and she just threw up everywhere and you're completely loaded. I am leaving the room.
I do remember that tale now. Yeah.
All over herself. Yeah.
There's a movie called The Guest. I'm trying to segue from that one.
Just try to segue from it. See what happens.
The Guest. And then Malice. I remember that one. That is Nicole Kidman. And Presumed Innocent. Cachet. I've never heard of that one. The Gift. I've never seen that one. I don't know if I like that Rebecca Hall actress. I don't know. There's something about her that drives me nuts. Changing Lanes. So yeah, but I think they really hit in the 90s with late 80s, early 90s with Fatal Attraction and The Hand That Rocks the Cradle. They were like your ultimate suburban nightmare type movie.
What do you think the hate was about the whole yuppie thing?
No, I mean, I just remember
there was a lot of hate.
Yeah, there was. The yuppies were, young urban professionals
Die yuppie scum was the one that floated around. What was the movie where, speaking of Robin Williams was in it, and he was a yuppie, and a guy came in because he hated yuppies and killed his wife, and then he went, The Fisher King.
The Fisher King.
Remembered it.
Yeah, that's actually a good movie. It's Terry Gilliam directed that one. That's a good one. I haven't seen it in a long time, but I remember enjoying it.
I don't know. Maybe we need someone who's slightly older than us to explain the yuppie hatred.
Yeah.
Maybe it's like the tech bro thing for us.
Yeah, I think that's kind of their equivalent now.
Yeah.
But they're more annoying. We are going to do Jaws 2 next week in honor of the 4th in the summer. And I watched it recently and I actually enjoyed it. So I think we'll have to do that one next week. Jaws 2. And if you want to hit us up, rvspodcast222@gmail.com. I haven't posted anything on our socials this week because we're taking a week off. I probably should, just to say, hey, that we're gone this week due to life and stuff going on, because, it is very sad when we don't put up an episode and how badly our listenership goes down.
It's amazing because there's nothing to listen to.
Yeah. But,
we go from 4 downloads to 1.
Yeah, it's pretty bad. It's pretty sad. So
bad, so sad.
Mm-hmm. I don't know if David's going to be back next week. This is the middle of fire season and everything is on fire. So who knows when he's going to be back. So good luck, David, out there.
Country's on fire.
Yeah. All right. Anything to add to this about this movie? Any final thoughts?
No. I mean, is it horrible? Yes. Is it good? No. But it is what it is. It's worth. I mean, it's worth watching. But there's just so many things about it that just annoyed me so much.
Especially the wimpy guy husband with a very weak knees.
Oh my god!
In the withy beard.
Oh, totally off. Did you see Mel Brooks turned 100?
Yeah, I saw that.
Holy shit! And we're still getting Spaceballs too.
There's a really good documentary about Mel Brooks on HBO Max. It's 2 parts, and it's all about his career and just he was an engineer in the army in World War II where they hunted for mines and stuff like that. So he's a legit guy, super funny, interesting character. So, and his son wrote the zombie movies and the World War Z and the Bigfoot book and stuff like that. Max Brooks.
Don't judge the World War Z book by the movie.
Yeah,
the book is great. The book is great. The movie, mid.
Yeah, not so much.
The movie's mid, but the book's amazing.
Definitely. All right, everybody, have a good week and join us next week for Jaws 2.
Yep, have a good week, everybody.
Thank you for listening to the Retro Video Store Podcast.